Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone, and today I'll be showing you how to fold my Origami Mennonite. A super complex design, but I'll make the worth of showing you how to fold them. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'll quickly go ahead and get the diagonals and the horizontal parts of the crease pattern like this. So once I have this set up, the first thing I'm going to do is to take this part. The side for the sword is where the sword is going to be. I'm just going to put it right here with this diagonal creasing just right here. Now on this side, I'm going to create a crease. I'll extend from these 2 points, we'll extend all the way down like this, all the way across. So you'll see just right here. Just like that. You'll do the same thing on all other of the 4 sides. So get like this. Now on the other side, we'll then pleat these in on all the other 4 corners as well. We'll do it again right here. Once you get this, I'll then add lines along the center here to create another square in the center. So just like this. And pretty good right there. Now, we'll then get the surrounding parts. So this will be like where the sword is going to be. Same right here is going to be for the mask. So now as for the positioning of the wings, so on the side of the sword, we'll rotate it like this. The wing is going to be, the first wing is going to be right here, and the second wing will be just right on this second line, or the third line from the corner. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 on this side, and they'll just connect them across simply like this. And to help add some more creases, with this still folded backwards, I'm going to line this edge with this edge from hitting this corner. Just like this. And I'm also going to hit this, meet this corner with this corner as well. Just like that. And now, for the arm flap, it's going to be this middle flap right here, a little bit of the pauldron, and then the arm right here. So I'll connect this line going across like this, from hitting this point right here. And then I'm going to fold this down where it meets that edge. And then I'll fold these up just right here where the flap is going to be, and then unfold it just like that. Last things to add before I begin to actually collapse the design, not too much pre-creasing by the way, I'm going to add a crease right along here, along this bisector, so just like this, where this line will meet this line exactly. Just like that. And as for the leg flaps will mostly be we'll have to use references when we actually collapse the design and use a trick, something like point splitting. So now this is basically the finished crease pattern. Not too much to add on, unless you really want to add more. We'll have the sword, the wing flaps, the arms, the legs, and the mask flap. So now let's go ahead and start collapsing this thing, which is actually going to use a familiar base for a lot of people. This is known as the primary base, which we'll first create like this, because this is where you start off when you fold the bird base. And then find the side with that looks like this here. So then what you'll do is that you're going to open sync this center part right here. And when you're open syncing it, I just start doing it like this. this on this other side. Once you get like that, you'll then do a petal fold right here. And I do recommend having that squash side facing the opposite way from you. And then once you get the petal fold, you'll fold these corners where they touch the very center. They'll also line along just exactly like this if you've been folding correctly so far. So you'll get like this. And then you'll open sync them, like so. Once that part is open synced, we'll then worry about the wing flaps, which this is going to be some of the weirder parts of the collapsing, but I at least practice enough to hopefully get some consistency out of this. So, find the side where I mentioned the wing flap is going to be, and you'll fold this in like this. I'm not going to flatten it all the way, because now, this next part, I'll then have the edge meet with the other edge, so that's why I did that one pre-crease before. And this point right here should hit to, well, as you'll need to see, should hit to this point on this right here. And this will have to be angled up like this. And when you fold it down, it should line up like this, so. Let me show you the crease part very quick of this. So from the sword flap up, so this is basically what it looks like for the wing flaps right here. In case if you want something a little bit more of a good follow along here. In case this helps. But right here, so this is, so since I end up like this, I'm gonna be sure that this part on top is folded up like this. And I'll arrange, I'm gonna basically push this flap like a lever, kind of like this. Or it'll line along with this here. This mill flap will hit to meet with this part. So hopefully something like this will be good. Okay, so now for the arm flaps, it'll kind of be a similar thing, but I'm gonna first do I guess you could call it pleat. I'm not sure. To get your pleats, I'm gonna at least flatten this part of the leg down like this for now. Okay, so the collapsing part is seeming a little bit weird, but to try to do this to break it down more, so the wings will still try to be aligned along like this. But how to get the arm flap now is I'm gonna try to fold it up like this, and then right here, so I'm gonna fold this, line this up like this. If you're following along like carefully, you'll probably have an easier time being able to get this. But once you get right here, we'll then fold it just right along here. We have a little bit of pre-crease in there to help with that. And we'll line this edge exactly with this edge here, but also being sure that the graft or the pleat we did is also a little bit loosened from it as well. And then you'll flatten it along just like this. So hopefully it ends up looking a little bit neat in the end. Okay, so now the leg will have some experimental parts, but at least I kind of was able to do some ways of getting around with some of the weirdness I have with the legs. So to do the leg flaps, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna fold this sword part up. Oh, come on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna have this sword flap folded up first, like this. So that way it's more up here. So then, as for the part surrounding the leg, I'll open this part up like this, and then fold this up along the bisector. The edges should meet just good enough. You can also flatten them all down like this as well, if you want to. Also now you can also fold this back up. So then you'll have this triangle right here. Or you'll then kind of do this here, where I'll push this part up, so you can get something more like this, so we can actually have two separate flaps, just like that. And there we go. So, pretty good so far. So now for the leg flaps, and I'm gonna have to fold this down here temporarily for now. So to get the leg flaps, I said I would use something that's kind of like point splitting, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. But to get the leg flaps exactly, you'll basically want to open up all the layers up like this. So like on this side, on the arm side, you'll have this right here just still holding on as a good flap. And the flap is gonna end until and it should be, the leg flap should be like this much, I think a centimeter width between the arm flap and the leg flap right here. And at least when I practiced folding this, that was generally what gave me the right length for the legs. I mean, yeah, when I flatten this side and fold this up, yeah, it looks pretty good. I'll maybe fold this up a little bit more. Yeah, so definitely something like that is gonna give you the right part of the legs. You'll have to try like play around with the leg flaps there, but like I said, as long as they're like behind the arm flap like this, then you're gonna get the right leg length just like that. And once you get to this point here, we'll then fold this flap down, fold this up, then we'll fold it right behind into the pocket, or at least we create a pocket here, which is cool. And then I'm actually going to fold and unfold this part so I can create my center line right here, where I'm going to fold this from this point to this point, just like this on both sides. And the one side will be a little bit thicker. You might need to fold this little tip up like this. And then, for now, you'll mostly want to try and do open sinks on all of the layers, if you can. Although I'll probably recommend close syncing these parts for now, but just keeping this part open sync to match with this side, maybe. But I might have to, depending on how I end up shaping the design, will determine whether some parts are going to be more open sync or close sync or something. But just get it narrowed off like this. And basically now the base for Meta Knight. So yes, I'm just gonna check the leg length. Yeah, so again, they're still the right length. So again, if you were kind of following like my directions with how to like measure points, how long the legs are gonna be, then that's basically the way I consistently do it. Because like the reference points for legs can't really be done when you're pre-creasing, so that's kind of like why I showed off that. But this is basically the base for Meta Knight. It kind of has like basically all the necessary things. He has the wings, the sword, the arm flap, and the legs now.